Hello, I'm Paul Kildea. I'm Artistic Director of Musica Viva Australia on Wurundjeri land and delighted to be presenting the 2024 concert season. What I've wanted to do with the 2024 season is look at chamber music slightly from the side. We have obviously very traditional presentations and traditional repertory, but I like this idea of almost holding a prism up to the repertory and seeing how it refracts slightly and giving audiences the opportunity to experience music in a different way as well. Long Lost Loves and Grey Suede Gloves is almost a metaphor for the season as a whole. I've long loved the songs of William Bolcom and decided that I really wanted to try and put them together into a one-woman show, into a narrative that makes the songs speak to each other. And to this end, I've worked with the director Con Costi, with the writer Ian Dixon, and of course with Anna Dowsley, the mezzo, and Michael Curtin, the pianist, to create a very, very tender, funny, and moving evening. The Esme Quartet has such tenderness, such virtuosity, such musicality that I've tried to keep them in as a strictly traditional offering, except that I've asked them to include a piece by the wonderful Australian composer Jack Freire, which is fast, furious, and then moving, a wonderful way for the quartet to engage with Australian music and audiences. Kirill Gerstein is a wonderful pianist, a virtuoso, sure, but a great musician who has garnered the respect of other pianists throughout the world. For instance, working with the terrific Garrick Olsen, very well known to Musica Viva Australian audiences. It's a delight to bring Kirill to Australia, not least because he's taken on a commission by the Australian composer Lisa Lim, but also to bring a really unusual program that has Schumann at its heart, but into more interesting territory. The wonderful thing about Kirill, apart from his voracious appetite for music, is that he trained actually as a jazz pianist, and then before he returned to classical music. And this sense of adventure and interest in musics from the jazz period, as well as the great 20th century and 21st century music, is what really characterizes his playing and performances. When I first started talking with Dan Hyde, the director of King's College Cambridge Choir, he said to me about the possible return, it's got to be more than just top hats and concert halls. What's the social footprint going to be on both the choir and audiences in Australia? Well, the social footprint is going to be huge, I think, because the choir has undertaken a commission of a setting by the wonderful First Nations poet Judith Nagala Crispin, by Damien Barbala. And this piece deals actually with the moment where Judith discovered the missing link, if you like, the missing piece of the puzzle in her own heritage. We're also going to have some mammoth pieces. We've got the Duruflé Requiem, being performed in the great concert halls in Australia with pipe organ. And in those that don't, we have the Stravinsky Mass, the setting he wrote for double wind quintet and choir, which is very rarely performed. And here it gets an outing on those stages in Australia. Pekka is well known to Australian audiences, but not as a recitalist. And here it's a delight to put him together with the American singer, songwriter, composer Gabriel Kahan. It's almost a dialogue between these two great musicians and across different traditions of music making. So it will include contemporary American classical music, but also the great and very ballad-like works that Gabriel Kahan is known for. The idea of putting William Barton together with Ensemble Q, a crack chamber ensemble from Brisbane, is to juxtapose the oldest wind instrument in the world with wind instruments from the 17th and 18th centuries, the modern clarinet, French horn with valves, etc. It's that joyous idea of different cultures meeting together in one place in a piece that William is writing especially for this ensemble. It's a delight to showcase these really, really fine Australian artists in 2024. The last tour of 2024 is with Musica Alchemica. Lina Bonnet is a ferociously good player, but there's additionally a wonderful luster to her presentation of works she inhabits so singularly and convincingly with the fantastic team she's brought together for this particular tour. I look forward to welcoming you back into concert halls throughout Australia during 2024 for what will be a wonderful musical adventure. Subscribe today.